What if everything you've been taught about money is only half the truth? What if working harder, earning more, and chasing success isn't actually the path to real wealth? Most people spend their entire lives trying to increase their income, believing that a bigger paycheck will finally solve everything. But here's the uncomfortable reality. High income does not equal wealth, and it definitely doesn't guarantee success. There are people earning six figures who are drowning in debt, stressed and trapped. And there are others earning far less who are financially free, peaceful, and in control of their lives. So what's the difference? Today we're breaking down the real truth about income, wealth, and success, the kind of truth that can completely change how you think, how you act, and ultimately how you live. This isn't just theory. These are principles that have shaped millionaires, entrepreneurs, and leaders around the world. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or confused about money, stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll see clearly what most people never understand, and you'll have the tools to start building a life that truly works for you. Watch until the end. This might shift everything. Lesson 1. Income is not wealth. To understand the fundamental architecture of prosperity, one must first dismantle the common illusion that a high salary is synonymous with being wealthy. Income is merely the fuel, wealth is the engine. Most people spend their entire lives chasing a larger fuel supply while driving a vehicle with a massive leak in the tank. If you earn $250,000 a year but your lifestyle requires $245,000 to maintain, you are statistically closer to poverty than a person earning $50,000 who lives on $30,000. The former is one missed paycheck away from a crisis, while the latter is building a fortress of security. We live in a show-and-tell economy where high earners are pressured to signal their status through depreciating assets, luxury cars, designer clothes, and oversized homes, effectively trading their future freedom for a temporary social dopamine hit. The hedonic treadmill is the primary enemy of wealth creation. As your income rises, your expectations and desires tend to rise in lockstep, a phenomenon known as lifestyle creep. When you receive a raise and immediately upgrade your apartment or lease a more expensive vehicle, you aren't getting richer, you are simply increasing the cost of your existence. Wealth is what you don't see. It is the money not spent, the car not purchased, and the first-class ticket not booked. It is the silent accumulation of capital that provides you with options. Without a conscious wall between your earnings and your spending, you remain a high-functioning servant to your bills, regardless of how many zeros are on your paycheck. True wealth is measured in time, not currency. It is the ability to maintain your desired lifestyle without being forced to trade your hours for dollars. If you stopped working today, how long could you survive? That duration is the true measure of your wealth. By focusing solely on income, you are focusing on a flow. By focusing on wealth, you are focusing on a reservoir. To build that reservoir, you must cultivate the discipline to let your income outpace your lifestyle significantly. This gap is where your freedom is born. It is the seed money for investments that will eventually replace your labor, allowing you to transition from working because you have to working because you want to. Furthermore, the tax implications of high income versus accumulated wealth are vastly different. In many jurisdictions, earned income is taxed at the highest rates, while capital gains and dividends from wealth are taxed much more favorably. When you focus only on increasing your salary, you are playing a game where the rules are stacked against you. By shifting your focus to building net worth through assets, you are engaging in a more efficient wealth-building strategy. You are essentially building a machine that prints money while you sleep rather than being the machine yourself. This shift in perspective is the first step toward genuine financial independence. Ultimately, managing what stays in your hands requires a psychological shift from consumption to production. Instead of asking, "What can I buy with this money?" a wealthy mindset asks, "What can this money buy for me?" Every dollar you save is a freedom fighter that can be deployed into the market to capture more dollars. When you spend that dollar on a fleeting luxury, you aren't just losing the dollar, you are losing the decades of compounded growth that dollar could have produced. Recognizing that your current spending is a direct theft from your future self is the most sobering and necessary realization for anyone serious about moving beyond the trap of a high-income, low-wealth existence. Lesson 2. Wealth is a mindset first. Before a single cent manifests in your bank account, it must first exist in your philosophy. The history of lottery winners who go bankrupt within years is a testament to the fact that if the mind isn't ready for the money will find a way to leave. Wealth is not a lucky accident. It is an outward manifestation of internal discipline, cognitive framing, and emotional intelligence. People who struggle financially often view money as something to be gotten and spent, whereas the wealthy view money as a tool to be tended and grown. This psychological foundation determines every micro decision you make, from whether you buy a morning latte to how you negotiate a multi-million-dollar contract. A wealthy mindset is rooted in the concept of delayed gratification, the ability to resist an immediate reward in hopes of obtaining a more valuable reward in the future. In a world of instant downloads, 24-hour delivery, and buy now, pay later schemes, the ability to wait is a superpower. Those who lack this mindset are constantly sabotaging their future for the sake of a comfortable present. They prioritize the feeling of being rich over the reality of being wealthy. Conversely, the wealthy mind understands that sacrifice is a temporary requirement for permanent freedom. They are willing to live like no one else now so they can live like no one else later. Abundance versus scarcity is another critical psychological divide. A scarcity mindset views the world as a finite pie. If someone else has a large slice, there must be less for you. This leads to envy, risk aversion, and a playing not to lose strategy. An abundance mindset, however, realizes that value can be created out of thin air through innovation and service. This person isn't afraid of others' success, they are inspired by it. They understand that wealth is a byproduct of solving problems for other people. When your focus shifts from how can I get more to how can I provide more value, the money naturally follows as a scorecard of the impact you've made. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment, and in the realm of wealth, discipline is purely a mental game. It is the inner voice that keeps you committed to your investment strategy when the market is crashing and everyone else is panicking. It is the resolve to keep your expenses low even when your peers are flaunting their wealth. Without a hardened mindset, you will be a victim of your emotions, greed at the top of the market and fear at the bottom. The wealthy individual trains their mind to be objective, analytical, and detached from the emotional volatility that causes the average person to make disastrous financial decisions. Finally, an evolving mindset requires a commitment to lifelong learning. The world of finance, technology, and business is in a constant state of flux. If your thinking remains stagnant, your wealth will eventually follow suit. Wealthy individuals invest heavily in their own human capital. They read, they find mentors, and they are never the smartest person in the room. They understand that their earning capacity is tied to their learning capacity. By constantly upgrading their mental software, they stay ahead of the curve and recognize opportunities that others miss. They don't just work hard, they think hard, ensuring that their actions are always aligned with the highest possible leverage. Lesson 3. Success is more than money. If you attain the mountain peak of financial abundance only to find yourself standing there alone, unhealthy and unfulfilled, you haven't succeeded. You've merely miscalculated. Modern society has a narrow, one-dimensional definition of success that is almost exclusively tied to the accumulation of capital and status. However, a truly wealthy life is a diversified portfolio that includes physical health, mental well-being, deep social connections, and a sense of purpose. Money is a fantastic servant but a terrible master. If you sacrifice your health or your family on the altar of your career, you will eventually spend all your money trying to buy back what you threw away for free. Real success is defined by the word freedom, not just the freedom to buy things, but the freedom to be who you are, to spend your time with whom you like, and to pursue work that feels like play. There are rich people who are effectively prisoners of their own success, bound by grueling schedules, high-stakes stress, and the constant fear of losing their status. They have the gold, but they don't have the time. True success is having a calendar that belongs to you. It is the ability to wake up and ask, what do I want to do today? Rather than what do I have to do today? This level of autonomy is the ultimate luxury, and it cannot be bought with money alone. It must be designed. Furthermore, the quality of your relationships is a leading indicator of your life's success. Human beings are inherently social creatures. We are wired for connection. You can have $1 billion, but if no one genuinely likes or respects you, your internal world will be a desert. Success involves cultivating a circle of friends and family who provide emotional support, intellectual stimulation, and shared joy. It means being present for the milestones of your loved ones and having the emotional capacity to be a good partner, parent, and friend. A life filled with meaningful interactions is infinitely richer than one filled with sterile luxury. Health is another pillar that is often ignored until it is compromised. As the saying goes, a healthy man wants 1,000 things, but a sick man only wants one. You cannot enjoy your wealth if you are plagued by chronic illness, burnout, or physical decay caused by years of neglect. Success must include the vitality to experience the world. This means prioritizing sleep, nutrition, and movement as non-negotiable investments. When you view your body as the primary vehicle for your life's work, you realize that taking care of yourself isn't a distraction from success, it is the very foundation of it. Lastly, success requires a sense of contribution and purpose. We are most fulfilled when we are using our unique talents to serve something larger than ourselves. Whether it's through philanthropy, mentoring, or creating a product that improves lives, the act of giving back provides a psychological wealth that money cannot replicate. Success without significance leaves a void that no amount of consumerism can fill. When you align your financial goals with a mission that resonates with your soul, you achieve a level of harmony that makes you truly untouchable. You realize that you aren't just well paid, you are well lived. Lesson 4. Leverage is the key to growth. The most profound limitation any human faces is the fact that we only have 24 hours in a day. If your income is tied directly to your physical presence and active labor, what we call linear income, you have a hard ceiling on your potential. You are essentially a battery that eventually runs out of charge. To break through this ceiling and achieve exponential growth, you must master the art of leverage. Leverage is the use of other people's resources, whether that is other people's money, capital, other people's time, labor, or other people's ideas, intellectual property. It allows you to decouple your earnings from your hours, creating a scenario where your wealth can grow while you sleep, travel, or spend time with family. Capital leverage is perhaps the most well-known form. This involves putting your money to work in the markets, real estate, or businesses. When you invest $10,000 and it earns a 10% return, that $1,000 was earned without you lifting a finger. As your capital grows, the work your money does begins to dwarf the work you do. Eventually, the interest on your interest becomes a self-sustaining engine. This is the magic of compounding, which Albert Einstein famously called the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earn it, those who don't pay it. Capital allows you to buy into the labor and genius of thousands of other people through the stock market, effectively harnessing their effort for your benefit. Labor leverage is the process of building a team or a business. By hiring people who are smarter or more specialized than you can scale your impact. A CEO doesn't do everything. They direct the energy of others toward a singular vision. If you have 10 employees working 8 hours a day, you have effectively bought 80 hours of productivity for your business every single day. While this comes with the responsibility of management, it is the only way to build an empire. You shift from being the doer to being the architect. This form of leverage requires leadership, trust, and the ability to delegate, which are skills that separate the self-employed from the true business owner. In the modern era, we have seen the rise of permissionless leverage, code, and media. This is the most democratized form of leverage in human history. A software programmer can write a piece of code once, and it can be used by millions of people simultaneously. A content creator can record a video or write an article once, and it can be consumed by a global audience for years. Unlike capital or labor, you don't need a bank's permission or a large payroll to use code and media. You only need a computer and an internet connection. This allows for zero marginal cost replication, meaning the cost of serving the millionth customer is nearly zero, but the profit is pure. This is how modern fortunes are built with lightning speed. Finally, technical and specialized skill leverage is often overlooked. When you become one of the best in the world at a specific high-value niche, your judgment becomes a form of leverage. People will pay you exorbitant amounts not for your time but for your knowing. A top-tier surgeon or a high-stakes negotiator isn't paid for the hour they spend working. They are paid for the 20 years it took them to learn how to do that hour perfectly. By focusing on rare and valuable skills, you increase the value of your output relative to your input. This is the ultimate goal, to work less but to have each unit of work produce a vastly larger result through the strategic application of leverage. Lesson 5. Financial freedom is a choice, not a chance. Many people view financial independence as a distant mythical island that one might accidentally bump into if the winds of luck blow in the right direction. This is a dangerous fallacy. Financial freedom is not a lottery prize, it is a calculated destination reached through a series of intentional, often boring, daily choices. It is the cumulative result of 1,000 no's to impulsive spending and 1,000 yeses to disciplined investing. If you do not have a map and a compass, meaning a budget and an investment plan, you are simply drifting. And in the vast ocean of the global economy, drifting usually leads to shipwreck, not a tropical paradise. The first choice on the path to freedom is the decision to take 100% responsibility for your financial situation. It is easy to blame the economy, the government, or your employer for your lack of progress. While external factors certainly play a role, your reaction to those factors is what determines your outcome. When you stop being a victim and start being a pilot, your trajectory changes. This means educating yourself on the basics of tax, interest rates, and asset allocation. It means looking at your bank statement with radical honesty and identifying the leaks. Freedom begins the moment you decide that your financial future is too important to be left to chance or the whims of others. Discipline is often viewed as a form of deprivation, but in the context of financial freedom, it is actually a form of self-love. Choosing to save 20% of your income isn't punishing your current self, it is funding your future self. It is providing the you of 10 years from now with the gift of options. Consistency is the engine of this discipline. The person who invests a small amount every single month, regardless of market conditions, will almost always outperform the person who tries to time the market with a large lump sum. The compounding effect requires time and consistency to work its magic. By making the choice to be consistent, you are enlisting the laws of mathematics to work in your favor. One of the most critical choices you will make is your choice of peer group. We are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with, and this applies to our bank accounts as well. If your social circle views debt as a standard way of life and keeping up with the Joneses as a primary hobby, you will find it nearly impossible to break free. However, if you surround yourself with people who value financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and long-term thinking, their habits will rub off on you. Choosing your environment is a strategic move that makes your daily financial choices significantly easier. You want to be in a culture where saving is celebrated and reckless consumption is questioned. Lastly, financial freedom is a choice to prioritize peace of mind over temporary pleasure. There is an incredible quiet power in having a FU fund, a reserve of cash that allows you to walk away from a toxic job, a bad relationship, or an unethical situation without fear. This level of security provides a psychological calm that no luxury purchase can ever match. It allows you to sleep better, breathe easier, and move through the world with a sense of dignity. When you realize that every dollar you save is a brick in the wall of your own personal fortress, the choice to remain disciplined becomes an easy one. You aren't just building a bank account, you are building a life of uncompromising sovereignty. The truth about income, wealth, and success is simple but not easy. It requires you to think differently than the crowd, to stop chasing appearances and start building substance, to shift from short-term pleasure to long-term power. Income can give you comfort, but wealth gives you control. And success? Success is the ability to live life on your terms with clarity, purpose, and freedom. The world will always tempt you to spend more, chase more, and compare more. But the people who truly win are those who stay focused on what actually matters. They build habits, they build discipline, and most importantly, they build a vision that goes beyond money. You don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start thinking differently today. Make one better decision, then another, and another. Over time, those decisions become your reality. So ask yourself, are you just earning, or are you building? Because at the end of the day, it's not about how much money you make, it's about the life you create with it. Your future is being shaped right now. Make sure it's one worth living.